Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the TNT Podcast. Here with your boy Torres King and my co-host Tyler Layfield. I'm sorry I'm struggling because I just eat me some fried chicken. Look, gotta eat good. There's one last day before I start fight camp, so I'm home.
Yeah,
But here's
yeah,
my boy Tyler. What's up, Tyler?
yeah. Just sticking to your typical self, right? It's been fried chicken, for quite some time now. I mean, even back when you're
Fried
you're
chicken for a long time, baby.
president of your class, running for the campaign days, right? My God,
That's
yeah,
great
man.
story.
Yeah, I'm doing good though, man. It's good. It's good to see you back. I know you got some big news you're about to share here with us. We had some big news drop early this morning. We're gonna, of course, get to, and then we're gonna look ahead to Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm ready for it, man.
Yeah, man. Yesterday was the art of a lot of news dropping. One of them was myself. Yes, Um, look, so many fans, so many people all on social media. I get it in my DMs every day. Anytime I post anything on my story, all of my tweet messages,
Louis
when
Layfield, Pester and
Louis
Tyler every
Layfield,
day.
he's probably the number one guy. But so many people and fans have been asking, Torres Finney, when are you going to have your debut? Well, it's finally here, April 5th, 2025. At UFC Apex in Vegas, Las Vegas, baby. I'll be fighting against Robert Valentine. He's I love the matchup. Great storyline too, man. It's really interesting. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. A lot of people that obviously watched Tough from last year. He was on the Ultimate Fighter last year, gained a lot of steam. Based off his, he was one of the more popular characters on the show. He talked a lot about like the Norse gods, and I like to make my opponents bleed, and I offer their blood as a sacrifice to all my gods.
Interesting.
He would sleep on the grass instead of inside. He used to do a lot of weird things. He was just that guy.
Uh
But he won both his fights on Ultimate Fighter, obviously to make it to the finals. And then and he looked really good. He knocked out Giannis Bakar from Greece, and then he beat Patty. I can't think of the last guy's name. His name's Patty. He started with Patty,
It's not
but
Pimblett.
definitely not him.
Uh
But he beat a guy from Ireland, armbarred him late in the first round, and then he made it all the way to the finals and went against the guy from US, Ryan Loder. And he beat Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder beat him in the second round in the finals, and
How'd he beat him?
Valentin had a lot of great opportunities. He put him in a crucifix and just elbowed him until the referee stopped it.
Oh,
So
tough.
yeah, he definitely he definitely has solid grappling, solid striking. He definitely can offer a lot of problems, but I really like the matchup. I like what I see on the table, and I'm excited to showcase my skill set in my first ever UFC fight. Crazy for me to say something like this. Only being in the game for a short amount of time. I mean, I know a lot of people that are with me. Um, they see this journey. Please do not think like this journey. This is a common journey. Like this is what usually happens. This entire thing has been so fast for me, and it is crazy. Like I'm only 4.5 years into fighting MMA, not 4.5 years into as a pro, but 4.5 years into fighting MMA overall, and I'm literally about to have a UFC debut. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is.
This whole thing has been going so fast, and I'm blessed. We're gonna continue to stay on the ride. We're gonna keep grinding, and we're gonna be ready for fight camp.
So this is a part of a UFC fight night, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to say, anytime I go on the ESPN app, it doesn't really tell me nothing much. But now that I'm sitting here, I was like, you know what? Let me check Tapology and see what's going on. So, looking on it, you're going to be one of the prelims, right?
I don't know yet. They haven't made that decision yet.
Okay. Well, according to Tapology, you will, but at least
Tapology does a lot of things very fast, but obviously it's up till the time when the UFC the fights. Because then again, I know I've been noted as a fan favorite by a lot.
That's what they said. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I could get boosted to the main card. You got to remember, the UFC loves looking at numbers.
They do.
If you're a guy that put eyes, they're gonna put eyes, and they're gonna say, "Okay, let's put this guy on the main card." So I don't know. I couldn't.
Like you said, the other guy, maybe he drew a lot of interest too in his time on the show,
right.
and
he did. He was one of the fan favorites on the shows. That's why I stated. Obviously the diehards would know who he is.
You did tell me that when I was wondering. You said diehards will know.
Yeah, the diehards will know. Yeah, that's why on social media, a lot of people like, man, why this matchup so early? This is a great matchup. They should fight later in their career, because he was that type of guy. But I'm excited for the matchup right now, and yeah, ready to showcase my skill set.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now on here, and you do see the most recent fight, at least that they have on, is the one you talked about, Ryan Loder. It says he's 6'2" with a 77-inch reach.
Mhm.
Now, the last time we saw somebody, and we'll, of course, we're gonna get into more of this close to the time. This is just early on though. But one thing that's floating in my mind, the last time we seen you, face a guy that was he being called 6'2"? The
He's
guy
been
that
called,
this,
yeah.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? It presented some challenges for you. So I mean, is it I'm not gonna say is it safe to say, or is it okay to think that maybe this guy might present some of the same challenges as remind me who it was that you
Cam
fought that
Rouse.
time.
Cam.
That's it. Cam
Uh,
from Australia, right?
I'll show you.
Yes.
Yes, definitely, man. I definitely think this guy has some similar qualities.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think people slept on Cam. Cam trained at a really, really good gym. Obviously, City Kickboxing with Israel Adesanya, Volkanovski, Carlos Over, Dan Hooker. I mean, he got killers after killers.
Yeah.
And he's their grappling guy. He's their main grappling guy. And you don't become that by just being, I just grapple all the time. No, he's one of the best guys in Australia grappling. And, he's a high level jiu-jitsu guy. And I know people like, he's a kickboxer. He trains at City Kickboxing. Yeah, that's just a known thing, but that's not always the case. That's why we do extensive film research. Um,
Yeah.
I knew he was a jiu-jitsu guy coming in, and I knew he could definitely pose me problems. And he just posed a few more problems than I expected. But, I mean, that's a fight. That's what happens. And
Yeah.
I definitely think Valentine could definitely pose problems as well. But I don't think he has the skill sets like Cam Ralston all the way through. I think Cam it's crazy enough. Y'all might think it's surprising, but I think Cam is actually more talented than Valentine. I think I fought two guys that are much more talented than he was. So it's an interesting fight for sure. He definitely
That being Cam, and then who was the number two?
Cam and Caleb. Well, you could say three. I would say Cam, Yuri, and Caleb Crump.
Yeah, Yuri was pretty good. Caleb Crump was the one you fought where he kept on locking under your legs. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good technique, I guess you could say, to keep it going.
And Crump actually wrestled. And then now, what I see with Crump has killed so many prospects. The man has been destroying. He's
been doing good.
A 4-fight win streak. He has been destroying prospects left and right. And again, he could have destroyed me. I mean, I was a prospect coming up. He could have destroyed me. And a lot of people slept on him because of his, he still had a good record. I mean, he was 5-3, but it was like, those 3 losses, how they go. But that's those times in fights where you get tested and you see how these teams overcome. It's similar to college football. You see these teams just running through everybody. Again, as we saw with the Penn States or SMU, certain teams, they just run through everybody. Games like Indiana, perfect example.
Yeah.
Run through everybody. But the time they get a test, all right, this is their first true test. How are you going to...
Quality opponent.
How is it going to work? And then you see these guys get stifled and their debuts get ran through. Oh, man, they wasn't really built for that moment. They just fought a bunch of guys to make themselves look good. And you see that a lot in fighting. And I feel like throughout my career compared to his, and just like a lot of people, I've been ran through the grinder, man. And, I fought some tough guys. Their record, and the record speaks for themselves. Batnich, 5-1. Crump, 5-3. Yuri, undefeated, 6-0. Which Yuri now is 9-1. He won. Remind me, I'm his only loss. Cam Ralston, Cam Ralston's won 2 fights since then. So Cam Ralston is 10-3 right now. And then you had dang Abbott. I think his name. Guy just fought the last fight. His record.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but a guy from Spain, Spain or something like that. Yeah.
Abdullah Arami. He's 7-1. So it's I have fought tough guys, back to back to back to back, and I just continue to prove myself, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's only going to make me stronger as a fighter. Plus, the rooms I've been training in as well. So, um, I'm excited. I'm excited for the matchup. I'm excited to add another country to my repertoire. I got
Mm-hmm.
for Spain, Australia, Russia,
Switzerland now.
Switzerland, Croatia. So now we get Switzerland.
Interesting.
So we get to keep on adding them up, baby.
The Murderers Row, yeah, yeah. That fight against Cam, I believe it will help you out. But you got to believe that Valentine's probably going to look at that a little bit and see if he can take a
For
thing or
sure.
two to
For sure.
probably apply here in this one. So it'll be interesting seeing how you deal with it in the fight. I have no doubt that you'll end up doing good against him. I'm excited to see how the rest of the card plays out. Right now, as it stands, you are one of five, or no, six fights. And I'm sure you've looked at this, right? You've looked at some of these.
I haven't.
You haven't. Okay. Well, here, let me read out a couple of them to you that you're on here with. You got a couple of you got three women's fights right now. Now I'm not gonna go through them because these are some hard names. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then some of these guys fights, you got Reese McKee,
Rez McKee. I know you.
Rez McKee. There you go. Thank you.
He
Daniel
fought
going to
Shia.
get. Okay, he's going against Daniel Frunza. Frunza.
Oh,
How you
that's
pronounce it?
that's an interesting fight.
Okay. Then you got right now as it stands at the top of the board. Of course, this is still calling it a prelim. I think they just call everybody a prelim until they figure it out. But Luis Gurul or Gurule, I don't know if you know that one or not. He's 10-0. Going against Ode Osborne.
Click on this. Please click on him and see when was his last fight.
Gurule.
Was it a contender series? Uh huh.
Let's take a look. His last fight was on the contender series against Nick Piccinini.
What day?
He
What's the
won
date?
by a split decision 3 months and
I know
1 week
exactly.
ago.
Uh, no, I was talking about the exact date, but I know you're talking about. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out the
Hmm.
week. I know who. I know who he is.
It
Yeah.
doesn't tell me the exact date, but I guess you were
It
looking at
says
it
it on
now.
the side. It says it on the
Says it on the
side.
side.
Yeah.
2024. I don't know. I'll click on it. I don't know. It does, wait. Oh, okay. I think I got to scroll down or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
You
I'm not the greatest at this because
No, you're fine.
I have not seen. Here, actually, let me just click on him by itself. I clicked on the actual thing. It does say it, and it is on October 15th, 2024. There you go.
Yeah. So that was the week after me. Yeah, so I know
There
exactly
you
who he
go.
is. Yeah. Mhm.
I clicked on the fight itself and not him. So yeah, okay. So you've seen him. So that's a couple of the guys you're looking at being on the card with. Now, like I
Who you
said, I
fighting?
don't know
Who you
he
fighting
is
with?
fighting Ode Osborne.
Oh, Odie. I know
Odie.
Odie.
There you go. Odie
Yeah, Odie.
Osborne.
Me and Odie. We trained together. We friends. In Vegas. He lives in Vegas. I
He's
know
the
Odie.
Jamaican sensation.
Yep. Yep. He
Hmm.
had a really good fight on UFC No Shade. Should have been fight of the night. That was an incredible fight.
Was that in December?
Incredible. Did he fight in December?
He fought in December against Ronaldo Rodriguez. Lost by decision, unanimous decision.
Mm.
Then he fought in, let's see here, March of last year. Rear naked choke lost to Jafel Filho. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Mm.
And then he fought August 5th of the year before. He lost to a rear naked choke against Asu
Maybe UFC No Shade was in December. That don't
Amabayev.
seem right.
I don't know.
Unless he didn't fight on
That
that
was on the
card.
same card as O'Malley and Vavilshvili.
Yeah, that's
Vavilshvili.
right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was. Or no, sorry, I misread that. It was in September of
Yeah, I was about to
2024.
say.
Sorry about that. Looking at the
Okay.
wrong thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm about
Yep,
to say,
you're
I know
right.
for a fact he fought on that card because
You're right.
I was congratulating him before we was talking before his fight coming up. That week
Mm-hmm.
I fought a few weeks prior because I was on contenders the second time, and then Trevor had to fight in Vegas the week before, so I saw him throughout that time at the PI. So that's the reason I know he fought on No Shade.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So it'll be interesting. All I say is, look, please stack the card up with dubs because it gives me a higher chance to get the performance bonus.
For real.
I want that 50 G's.
I would love for you to get those 50 G's. That would be freaking awesome.
That would be pretty good.
Go out and get that, man. Go out
Like
and get that thing.
yesterday, literally, the only two. It was a well, it was a good card, but it was a lot of decisions on the card, and they only gave performance bonuses to both of the guys that fit. One of the guys was on the contender series, and he was getting beat up the whole fight, and he just finished the guy in the second round. Gave him the 50 G's, because he got a finish. I'm like, oh, okay. That's
it. So you just get it automatically in that situation from just getting a freaking finish. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, man, we look forward to that. And, of course, we're going to be talking about that more and more leading up to that fight. That's going to be something to behold. You being in Vegas. That's the Saturday of my spring break. I've contemplated, maybe getting tickets to go out there and see it. At some point, I'm going to have to come catch you at some point. I've already caught you once in Macon, but I definitely want to catch you again while a UFC fighter.
I looked up the tickets online. They did just post today.
How much are they?
$1,750.
You're playing.
Yeah.
Because it's at the Apex, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Well, so zero chance. Sorry. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to make that one, but maybe when you get a bigger venue.
At least you'll be able to have all you can eat food.
Oh, okay. Well, I doubt I'm going to eat $1,000, worth of food, but jeez, that'll be fun though, man. That'll be cool. Well, Torres, it's been fun so far talking. It's been we've been having a good time talking about your fight, coming up, but it's time to talk about something sad. Play something sad for him. Torres, your beloved Dallas Mavericks. Today, they traded away Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, for Anthony Davis, street clothes as some call him, Max Christie, and a 2029 Lakers first-round pick. Also in the deal were the Jazz, where they received Jalen Hood-Schifino, who his name may as well be street clothes because I don't think he's played a single freaking NBA game since they've drafted him. A 2025 Clippers second-round pick and a 2025 Mavericks second-round pick. It's a sad day for a lot of Mavericks fans. They got coffins outside the stadium. They're saying sell the team. Torres Finney, what do you say, man?
Well, Alan,
I'm cutting off the music, baby.
It's no, that's the perfect song. We're at a funeral right now. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like, look, I have lived my whole life of having been a part of really good teams that I've been fans of. Steelers, Georgia, Mavs, but I think it comes to a time where the Steelers gonna keep being 10-7 every year, and the Mavs.
And to be honest about them, it's sad because with your Steelers. Before we get into that, but. Tomlin's so good at getting the team to win that it messes up your draft. That's the only problem with it. And he's never gonna let it go. But the thing is, would you rather have somebody that is fine with losing games, or would you rather have somebody that wants to win?
That's true.
That's what you got to come down to. That's the thing. That's what you got to come to terms with. And you just, if you're gonna keep winning, you just got to make sure you hit. But sometimes those hits don't come.
I've just changed my thinking as a fan. I'm like, look, it don't matter how much we win. We ain't beating that guy in Kansas. So it don't matter. It don't matter how much you win. We see Baltimore and Buffalo. It don't matter how much you win. So it don't even matter.
Yeah.
This is like LeBron when he was in the East. All right, Raptors. Congrats, you won 60 games. All right,
Hawks, all right, Pacers. Yeah. All right, Hawks, who had all 5 starters in the All-Star game. Yeah. You're just gonna get ran through in 4 games. Yeah.
We know what's gonna
just
happen.
Get swept.
We all.
You're right.
So
you're right.
And that's where I'm at right now a little bit. But I actually take it back. I wasn't like that with the Mavs. Because, the Mavs last year, we ended up as a 5th seed. We had some struggling moments. But
made it to the finals.
We made it to the finals, bro, with Luka and Kyrie.
Didn't you win a game? Didn't you win a game in the finals? Or no?
I thought we got swept.
I don't know. You may have gotten swept. Hang on. Let me look.
Probably did. I think, if anything, we probably won like the game before we got swept.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all won one.
Okay, boo, congrats.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. We
boo,
won
yeah.
the game before we got finished. So game four. That's
Yep,
right.
yeah, it was game four, you won.
Yeah.
So game four, you won at home, 122-84. So you got the one, but that's
So
it.
okay, look, but you still have to remember we had to go through a thunderous East. You got to remember the East, obviously, with the Clippers. Granted, Kawhi wasn't as consistent, but we beat the Clippers. Then to go on and have to play. No, we played the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Final. Who we played the next round? Was it the Suns? Leave the Suns.
Let me see here. NBA playoffs 2024. Let's see how it ran out.
Did we play the Suns? Who we played?
Official bracket. Hang on, I'm pulling it up now. I can't remember off the top of my head. You played the Clippers round one, Thunder round two,
Thunder. That was a big upset.
Timberwolves round
Timberwolves.
three. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was an upset because they were the number one seed and y'all won it in six.
Mm-hmm.
And then you won the Clippers in six, and you won the Timberwolves in five.
Because that's
And the
when
Timberwolves was a bigger thing than what people thought because the Timberwolves had just gone, they just knocked off the Nuggets, so that was
that's
pretty
right.
big. And they technically knocked off the Suns, even though they were the favorite. In that a lot of people were counting the Suns as a lot of people were betting on the Suns to pull that out in round one against them.
That's
So yeah,
Well, that's
so
what
it was
that's
it
what I was
was
telling
saying something.
everyone that was about matchups. I said that last year. I was like, I think we matched up better against the Timberwolves than the Nuggets. Had we played the Nuggets would have beat us. But I didn't think we would have beaten the Nuggets. But I said I was confident of beating the Timberwolves. And I was called crazy, but I was like, look what happened. I was like, I told y'all we can beat the Timberwolves. The Nuggets, I definitely just the way that they play basketball compared to like our two guys with Kyrie and Luka. But
Yeah.
uh, I'm disappointed. Back to this, I'm disappointed because we just let go of a franchise player. This is like letting go of Magic Johnson from the Lakers or Larry Bird from the Celtics.
Yeah.
You're letting go of age. This isn't just franchise. This isn't look nothing against any of these guys.
Face of the league.
Face of the league, generational player. This isn't like you trade again. Nothing against none of these guys.
Who landed in your lap. Atlanta handed him to you on a silver platter.
Oh,
Here you
what?
go. We're gonna just take Trey Young. Just give us this and one extra first.
Dude, this is not like you're trading away Russell Westbrook or Carmelo Anthony or something. You're trading away a generational
Yeah.
potential top 15 player, could be top 10 player all time. Like that's the type of potential that he has. Now, we're gonna go more into other things, obviously, that could hinder that potential, but he was that type of player, getting the Mavs to the finals, the run that he had. We had the stuff with Kyrie. We only needed, like you were saying, we needed a big man. We needed some people that could obviously be consistent. And then we go and like, hey, the Lakers, let's get a guy like Anthony Davis, who's currently not playing right now. He got a little small injury. No,
Yeah, I don't think it's anything crazy. I think he'll be fine.
bro, before last year, yes, I know last year he played 76 games. Congratulations. I know he did. But before last year, the most games he had played was like 47 in a season.
Yeah.
And that was 3 straight years of that. So, like, I don't want to sit here and depend on somebody that's getting older. Zach was right in the group message. It's not like AD and Kyrie are getting on the younger end. Yes, this is a win now type of thing. But we were set up for another 10 years with Luka. What are we doing? Because he's not in shape. I understand, yes, but like, oh my God. Jokic ain't in the best shape. Look how big he is, like he can still move like that. Come on, man. I just don't think that was smart. That just wasn't smart. That wasn't smart. I don't care. Nobody say that was not a smart trade. If Mark Cuban was still on the team, that would have not happened. He sold a bulk of his. He's only a minority owner. I don't agree. I don't agree. And I know people want to say, oh, but they got a better team right now. You can say that, yeah. But I'm not.
Technically, yeah, they probably, I mean, getting Anthony Davis. I mean, I know that what's his name, the young Derek Lively. I know he's out for right now. Gafford's been filling in pretty nicely for him. Right now, you're probably going to squeeze Anthony Davis in to play the 4 next to Gafford, which is not bad. Like, that's pretty good. And you got Kyrie. Clay's been playing well. Max Christie's in the mix. Christie's actually been decent. He actually hasn't been bad. But and you get a first-round pick, but still, the fact that you didn't shop him, you didn't drive the value up, it's pretty bad. And there's theories out there as to why, they're thinking that, maybe Luka let it out accidentally to somebody that he was thinking about getting out, and that they wanted to avoid some type of media stuff, or I don't know, but either way, this isn't the most you probably could have gotten for Doncic. In fact, it's definitely not the most you could have gotten for Doncic. You could have got a lot more from other teams. You probably could have got a lot from the Spurs. Could have got a lot from. I'm not. I mean, I doubt they'd be able to make it cap wise, but the Thunder, God knows they got a ton of picks. They could trade the Nets. There's so many teams that have like stockpiles of draft picks that they could trade to get Luka. And I know a lot of people are mad right now that it's
So
the
my
Lakers.
question is, what other teams were you pursuing after to trade Luka earlier in the week?
None.
They said they were.
They said that there was a rumor that came out that there was a mystery team that they apparently floated it by, but apparently the GM came out and said the only people he talked to was the Lakers.
Oh well.
So I don't know. That's just that's something I saw. That's a report I'd seen where he's claiming that's all he talked to was Pelinka. And him and Pelinka kind of go back. They know each other from previous history of dealing with one another, but that's the deal as of now. Now you go
I
ahead.
also saw that that it took the Lakers 2 days when they initially got it offered to them. It took them 2 days before they made obviously the decision. Obviously sending it back like a good package back, but Anthony Davis didn't know. Luka,
Yeah, they didn't tell. Apparently, LeBron didn't know.
Yeah, LeBron didn't know until before the game. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's
You don't see that often anymore.
that you don't. They're just so out of the blue. And I understand. I feel like there was more reasoning to this. I think there had to be some type of
Than what we know.
than what we know. I already seen that the GM say he's trying to reach out to Luka. Luka won't reach back out to him. Luka won't talk to him. So it had to be something that was going on in the locker rooms. And then the AD and the Lakers.
They said apparently Anthony Davis had been disgruntled with stuff. Apparently, he had voiced frustration to the front office. They've been going public, him and LeBron both, about getting another big man in, and it just hasn't been happening. But maybe this is why now that they weren't looking for another big man at the time, because they have this deal, on the hook, on the line. So trade deadline is literally this Thursday. So
you still got Jimmy Butler. You still got
yep.
There's one more I forgot.
Zach LaVine's out there. Jimmy Butler's out there. De'Aaron Fox is apparently in trade talks. Robert Williams, not that that's a huge one. Nikola Vucevic, Nick Claxton from the Nets. There's a lot of guys that are on the block that people are talking about going and getting. Of course, like it is every year, but Bradley Beal is one. Kyle Kuzma. Jordan Poole, I've seen some stuff about him. There's places with the Hawks, Clint Capella. There's people all over the league that they're being rumored to maybe be moved. And as it stands now, with the look of, so let's just take a look. Let me look up the Mavericks depth chart. Let's see what the depth chart kind of looks like now, as far as it goes. Because you did gain depth in the trade.
Yeah.
But, you got Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jaden Hardy, all three, pretty solid options at the point guard spot. Klay Thompson and now Max Christie to back him up. Christie has been decent. I don't mind him. I think he's a pretty good guard. Quentin Grimes behind them. PJ Washington, Dante Exum, okay, Anthony Davis now.
Daniel Gafford
at the 5, and then when he gets back, Derek Lively. Anytime you can get a guy, because some people are like, Lakers are going to have the worst defense in the league, all this kind of stuff. And you know what? You very well may be right. Like they are going to go down in defensive efficiency because Anthony Davis can cover a multitude of sins, man. He can cover a multitude of defensive woes just being himself, because this guy is a defensive he's a defensive player of the year pretty much every year he plays. The guy is absolutely awesome on defense, and he's great on offense too. The guy's got a great mid-range. God only knows he's got a good post game. He can work it down low. He can even hit threes. He's a great overall player. It's just he is 31. Luka is 25. The Lakers, it was getting to this point, because you have LeBron, you have AD. They're both in their 30s. They're aging out. This right here was your get out of jail free card on the hook. Hey, here's the deal for you. Get the 25-year-old phenom, face of the league, like you said. Just give us Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick, and you reset your timeline. You no longer have to worry about having to somehow go and get somebody. We'll go ahead and get them to you now.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and give them to you now, and you're good. You're good for a while. So they go and do it. You do that 10 times out of 10. If you're the Lakers, you got to make that trade every time because you're not having to give up much, and you're getting what could possibly be the world. With all the injury woes to Anthony Davis, it made sense. But right now, yeah, you're looking at just having Jackson Hayes. That's it as your only five.
Tyler, can you be?
You're going to be playing small ball. Ruby's going to be playing small ball 5. Dorian Finney-Smith's going to be playing small ball 5. Jared Vanderbilt, small ball 5. LeBron, small ball 5. That's really what it's going to come down to right now.
So that's the thing. Do you think this was a smart, like this makes sense in any outside?
Anytime you get offered Luka Doncic and you don't have to give up but what they gave up, you got to do it. I don't care. You figure out the rest later, man. It's like when people wanted to kind of overthink the building of the Big Three in Miami or the building of the Big Three in Boston. Oh my God, you're putting X million amount of dollars into these 3 guys. You're only gonna be able to fill out the rest of your roster with veteran minimums. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's just like it's a no-brainer, bro. Like, and especially in the NBA that we see now with all these cap restrictions and these punishments you can get for doing things, you do this 10 times out of 10. It looks like we got some posting going on here. LeBron gone after this year. Luka's the face of LA now. He's trying to get a rise out of me. Freaking Kobe. Is it official to say the Hawks won the trade for Luka?
Yes, I actually said that yesterday. I was sending a group message. Yes, the Hawks did win the trade. Now, because you traded away, obviously, basically you flip-flop. Instead of us having Trae Young, we got Luka. Now, at the time,
yeah,
I would say we won the trade because Luka had got us to the finals last year. And look how quick that was a flip on his head. So now we don't got Luka or Derrick Brunson. We had 2 guys that were lethal. We ain't got neither one of them. And look what they're doing for their team. Now, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the Brunson thing hurt too.
I don't think, to be honest, like regardless if the Hawks got Trae Young or not, I still think we're gonna be in the same boat. Yeah, look, I've never sold on the Hawks, but I definitely think that you can say the Hawks won the trade now, but in the process of when we had both, I think we, without question, we won the trade with Luka. But they're probably gonna keep that player longer, generational. Look, Trae Young just had a great year so far this year. He ain't made All-Star stuff. It just depends on what you are looking at sometimes. But
yeah, I
definitely will say this though. I do think that Luka is the new face of the Lakers. Not now, but LeBron. I think LeBron either this year or at least for sure next year. That will be his final year, and to finish it out with a guy like Luka and hand the keys.
Wait, say that one more time. What'd you just say? I'm trying to read something while you did that.
Oh, I was saying either this year or next year will be the last year for LeBron.
Wow. I don't know, man.
And I think Luka will become the face. You think you see multiple seasons with these two?
I just I don't think LeBron's done, man. I really don't. I don't think he's done yet. I really do not think he's done just yet. I think he's still got some. I still think he's got a little time left. You think he's done already?
Yeah. I mean, even though he could still play, look, Tom Brady could have still played. It was just time. It's time. Like I mean, yeah. How many years do you think LeBron gonna play? Another 4 or 5 years?
I don't know. It's hard for me to really say because the dude just keeps going, and he still is playing really good.
That was like Brady. I mean, Brady could have kept going.
You're right. You're right, but I don't know, man. Like,
you got to call it quits eventually.
He's still putting up big numbers. Like literally just the other night, without it was just yesterday. Played the New York Knicks, who have been on an absolute roll, without Anthony Davis, and he just picked them apart. Like it's just hard to say this guy's done after next year or something when he's just playing. When I start seeing the deterioration, like that's when I believe it. I think he's 39, right?
No, he got to be in his 40s.
Or yeah, mate. Well, hang on, LeBron age.
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
He's in his 40s. Hang on.
Yeah, he's a 40. He's 40.
40. There you go. Okay, turned 40 this year. Yeah, in December.
bro. About next
So
year, man, he's gonna be.
I don't know.
And then
It's hard for me to say.
Luka just released a statement. I
Yeah,
thought I
that's what I was about to read.
go ahead, go to read that. Go to read that.
You want to read it? Dear
Yeah.
Dallas, 7 years ago, I came here as a teenager to pursue my dream of playing basketball at the highest level. I thought I'd spend my career here, and I wanted so badly to bring you a championship. The love and support you all have given me is more than I could ever dreamed of. For a young kid from Slovenia coming to the U.S. for the first time, you made North Texas feel like home. In good times and bad, from injuries to the NBA Finals, your support never changed. Thank you not only for sharing my joy in our best moments, but also for lifting me up when I needed it most. To all the organizations I've worked with throughout the Dallas community, thank you for letting me contribute to your important work and join you in bringing light to those who need it. As I start the next part of my basketball journey, I'm leaving a city that will always feel like a home away from home. Dallas is a special place, and Mavs fans are special fans. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Luka.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, Luka, we love you, brother.
Yeah.
You us forever. I really did. I really did. And now we got this is the dumbest thing ever. Makes no sense.
For real.
Make no
I
sense.
mean, but to go back to your point of did the Hawks really win that trade actually? To look at it, Kobe, the Hawks traded for Trae Young, and then they also got a pick the following year, which was Cam Reddish, who, if I'm not mistaken, what they ended up getting in that Cam Reddish. Let me see here. Cam Reddish Hawks trade. Because remember, they ended up trading him away to, who was it at the time? I'm trying to see here. They traded him to, I believe it was New York, for a protected 22 first round pick via the Hornets plus forward Kevin Knox. So that obviously Kevin Knox wasn't anything.
Well, he is
Hawks pick from Charlotte. Let's see who that pick ended up being. That pick ended up being AJ Griffin. Yeah, it ended up being AJ Griffin. And AJ Griffin now is retired from the league. They traded him to the, I believe it was the Rockets. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you got Trey, but really, did you get anything else out of it?
I don't know. What did the Mavs get much? I mean, I guess we got Luka.
They did. Yeah, they did. They didn't trade. Yeah, technically, they didn't trade AJ Griffin away. I mean, at least Dallas got AD out of this, right? Would you say Anthony Davis is a better player than Trae Young?
Yeah,
I'd say so. I'd say so. I don't know. I still don't think. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Out of the two, I'd rather be left with Anthony Davis instead of Trae Young. As crazy as that may sound to some.
Yeah.
Kobe also says, rumor has it Mavs are intentionally self-imploded to make the fans mad, and they are moving to Vegas.
Well,
that would suck. I kind of like having Dallas. Have a team.
Well, I do know that that they was trying to create that. I've heard a lot of rumors that Mark Cuban goal for Dallas is to turn into a mini Vegas, similar to how Vegas strips and stuff is, to have Dallas that same way, along with the Cowboys and all of that, etc. So could that be real? It could be, but like it'll be crazy because I think a lot of money's about to come to Dallas, which is already a lot of money's coming to Dallas. So I wouldn't move too quick.
Yeah. But we've looked at it from the Mavs standpoint. You look at it from the Lakers standpoint. Right now, they're rocking with, like, offensively. This is pretty awesome. Now you got Luka, LeBron, two of the greatest like IQs in the game. Like as far as reading the court, they can play at their own pace whenever they want. Like literally, you can. Gone are the days, Torres, where LeBron leaves the court and the Lakers blow a 15-point lead. I can tell you that much. They can stagger the two if both of them are healthy, and it can actually make sense. You also got Austin Reeves, of course, my boy. Freaking love Austin. Hope they can still be able to keep, hang on to him. I love the addition of Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he's just a great team player. Gabe Vincent's actually been decent lately. I like what he's been doing for the team. They've been able to rely on him when he isn't hurt. That's the only problem. Connect's been a great promising rookie. It looks like, and Vanderbilt's going to hopefully be able to contribute to the team. Kleba's probably done. He's not going to come back till like April. So he's probably going to be a non-factor. They're just going to have to get off his money. That's all that was with him being in the deal. They're like, okay, we'll give you Luka, but you're going to have to take these contracts we don't want. Kleba and Morris. But obviously the big hole is center. So they're going to have to add somebody. Valanciunas was one they had talked about. Vucevic is somebody talked about from Chicago. Now you got Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton would be amazing. Miles Turner would be amazing. Any of them two, I would love to kind of pair up with them two. A lob threat that can defend the rim. Jackson Hayes is fine, but he is not a starter. Like, he's a guy that can come off the bench and maybe give you some minutes. You should never be relying on him for huge minutes. So the Lakers, it's a no-brainer. You got to do this for the short term and long term. This is a no-brainer. I feel like it's a win. And it's I'm not saying it's safe to say this from what you said earlier about, LeBron's only got this time left. What if this is actually, this addition right here is what kind of saves LeBron from expending so much energy that it maybe actually extends his career an extra year? I can honestly see that being a thing. He doesn't have to shoulder the load as much. Doncic plays a lot like him, man. Like, they really do. Doncic can slow the game down. He can read, the court. God knows he can create when he needs to. He can go get a bucket whenever need be, Yeah. And he creates for others. I mean, him and LeBron together is it's gonna be sick. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. And if they get a big man, then somebody, hey, y'all in trouble. Like if they get a decent big man, people are in trouble. Like these teams are in trouble.
Title contention.
They're going to be a threat. I wouldn't see them as a legitimate threat until that trade happened, and if they get a center. Will they still make the playoffs? Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. But will I see them as like okay, they're going to win the finals? Not yet. We got to see how they fill this out. They got until Thursday. Let's see what they do. It's saying they're in the market for a center. Let's see what they do. That's all I can say at the moment. So, oh yeah.
Also, some real quick that just happened. Breaking news as well.
Yep. I was going to. Is it the same thing? Yep. I was just about to bring it up. Yep. Good job. So, what was Chip Kelly? Go ahead and break the news to him.
Yeah. Obviously, Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. This is his only year as offensive coordinator at Ohio State, and he won the national championship. Now is the offensive coordinator for the Vegas Raiders. Yes, people are saying Tom Brady obviously has a huge hand on management and team ideas for the Raiders. And right now, I think we're seeing a product of that. I think Tom Brady's going to have his hands into a lot of things. I can't wait to see what the Raiders do in the draft this upcoming year, because I think Brady's going to definitely have an eye for it. Now, I'm not saying, as you've seen in history, that great players also have great eyes. We've seen that with teams like Tom Brady and who else? That was another one. Goodness gracious of life. Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, not Tom Brady. Michael Jordan, Magic. There's just certain teams that don't always have a great eye for talent overall. The only one I know of really was like Larry Bird. And Larry Bird had those Pacers teams phenomenal. Those Pacers teams that used to compete against the Bulls, like that was Larry. And then
it was like Reggie Miller and some other ones.
But besides that, it's rare that you have a great player also have a great eye for talent. So it'll be interesting to see how Tom Brady be able to make it work.
Yeah, having Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly together feels surreal. Like at one point, two college, dynamos, in their positions, and now both of them are doing. But I guess that's what happens when you win a national championship. You get your guys poached. We see Monken do the same thing. Now we're seeing Kelly doing it, and now OSU is going to be, Ohio State. They're looking for a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator. So,
well, you know what? You're right,
because the defensive coordinator went to Penn State. You saw about that, didn't you?
I did see that.
What do you think about it?
That's interesting. I don't think Penn State was lacking defensively. I think Penn State, but it's still good. Always beef up anything you can do. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think they obviously need to continue to find guys. Maybe at the quarterback position, like they got to get some trust into that offense. Penn State would be a killer if they had offense. They legit would. Like what we see out of guys like Michigan and Ohio State, I think Penn State would be closer to an Ohio State than Michigan in the Big Ten if they had an offense. And there have been times they had offense and they had no defense. But this time right now, James Franklin got their defense on point. They need an offense. So their offense is sometimes it gets a little shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty bad. Like we just saw against Notre Dame, they did not get a single completion to a wide receiver. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so
That's
they're going to
crazy.
have to get the offense right. That's
That's
for
crazy.
sure.
That's crazy.
Last thing I'll say here about Luka to the Lakers. Ain't it crazy, man? You know, Kobe, back, when they got rid of Shaq, Kobe's going on, and then they're doing okay. They went through some bad, years for a second there in LA, but they get to 2008, and all of a sudden they're just able to pull Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol is practically handed to them. If you remember that trade, do you remember the Pau Gasol trade at
I do
all?
remember that. Yes, I do.
It pissed off a lot of folks, of course, because it's LA,
And
number
they won
one,
the
it's the
Hawks.
Lakers.
Had them on the
Yeah.
Hawks. Yep.
Yep. So they ended up getting Pau Gasol in a second round pick in exchange for Kwame Brown, who wasn't nothing. Javaris Crittenton, you remember that name?
I do.
That's a crazy name.
Blasphemy.
Aaron McKee and the draft rights for Mark Gasol. So they did give away Mark Gasol and first round picks in 2008 and 2010s, but it's funny, do you think that back then the Grizzlies got more for
Yep.
for Pau Gasol than what you just got for Luka Doncic?
Yeah, when you think about it, yeah.
Golly.
When you think about it, yeah. Because we saw what
But
the Grizzlies turned into. The
yeah,
Grizzlies turned into one of those top tier. I mean, yeah, they didn't go to the
gritty,
but they was a really good
defensive.
team, dude. That's
Yeah.
what I tell people that they forget about those great teams. What's up, Braden? I think people forget about those great teams where you got the Grizzlies or the Clippers or the who else was good at that time? The Trailblazers.
Yeah, Trailblazers were a fun watch. Yeah,
That was a few, man. That
the
was a few teams.
Suns in that time were pretty good. With that 5 seconds. Five
Uh,
seconds or less. Freaking offense they had going on.
I know the Rockets are better this year, but like the Rockets at that time, they used to have Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady and
Tracy
all those.
McGrady.
Yeah, there was a lot of good teams at that time that a lot of people just slept on because they didn't make the finals or didn't do certain things. But those teams were good basketball teams at that time. So
Yeah,
I definitely won't forget.
and it was the 7 seconds or less, not 5 seconds or less offense.
Right.
Stupid Tyler. And then then when Kobe's retiring, you get LeBron. When it looks like LeBron's going down, then you go get Luka. Like it's always something that they end up adding on. So they know
If you
how
look
to
at the
extend
history
it.
of the Lakers, they've always done this, and this is just the history. I mean, we go all the way back. How in the world did these boys get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar the year after he won MVP? They get Kareem, have successful seasons. Then first, and then they top the draft, they get Magic Johnson. How you get Magic Johnson? Then you go from Magic Johnson to freaking. They didn't have Shaq or Kobe. Then you get both of them in a trade. You get Shaq and Kobe, and then you go from Shaq and Kobe. You trade Shaq to Miami. You have Kobe for all those years. Then, like you say, they had that little few-year drought with Lonzo Ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then dude, you get LeBron James. So like
Yeah.
this team, for as long as they've been in existence, man, the Lakers have always been a team that is amongst the best in the league. They've always had it. You're gonna go to the Lakers. The Lakers are what the Cowboys think they are. The Cowboys used to be this,
Mm-hmm.
but the Lakers are the team that it's a must play. Like somebody said, the best position in football is to be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And you think about it, it's like, you know what? That probably is true. But then you look at it and say, what's the number one rated place to play in basketball? To be the shooting guard or top tier player on the freaking Los Angeles Lakers. That's history. That's history. You playing on the Lakers, that's historic. That's like playing at Duke. That's like playing at North Carolina or Kentucky. You go and
Yeah.
play at these places. It's like playing for Alabama. That's like playing for, the cream of the crop. Anytime
Yep.
you go to these schools, hey, you're amongst the best. And you'll be forever remembered, even if you wasn't good. Kwame Brown, he ain't, we all obviously saw how his career lasted, but he was on the Lakers. He'll be forever remembered that he was on the Lakers. And that's just how it always works. So,
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. All right. Last, topic of business here is the Super Bowl coming up. Coming up soon, man. Literally next week, a week from now at 6:30 p.m. or as they say, 6:30 p.m. We'll see if that actually happens or not.
you know,
Yeah, it'll be going down. Chiefs and Eagles, man, a rematch from years ago. Right now, Kansas City is a 1.5 point favorite. Will we see the Eagles suffer the same result, or do you see? I feel like I know the answer here. Or do you see Kansas City having themselves a three-peat, Torres?
Um, so again, we do NFL predictions before every year, and I think this is pretty easy. You can always say the Phillies. It ain't hard to pick the Chiefs. Well, I picked the Chiefs before they started this three-peat, and I picked them every year since then. And I'll be a fool to switch up now. I picked the Eagle. I said, what did I say every time we talk about the Chiefs on here, Tyler? Until proven otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I don't see anything different. We saw the Bills games. I think we didn't get a chance to do a podcast on this a little bit. We just bring them over a little bit, but the Bills and the Chiefs, bro. The Bills, I mean, they probably played their best game to date against the Chiefs in the playoffs and still came up short.
Yeah.
Do you not do people not understand? There's just certain teams that you have to play nearly perfect. You have to do everything right. Even if you were like, well, he had the referees, okay. Look, Brady had the same calls. I've seen Brady get them same calls too, man. Like we can sit here and complain and cry, but I've seen Brady get the same calls. Look, when you're that
Yeah.
type of player, you might not agree, but LeBron James, MJ, Brady, Kobe,
They
if
get the
you're
calls.
if you're the top of the league, you're gonna get the calls. That's just how it is. Look,
Yeah.
I said it in a group message with Alabama. Kobe wanted to act like that wasn't true, but Alabama used to get the calls.
They did get them calls. Yeah.
You can't be naive. It's just the way it is, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to beat these guys outright, and you can't make mistakes like going for two-point conversions early in the game. Why are we having two-point conversions? And they said, well, they only lost by 3. Yeah, they lost by 3 because the Chiefs would have never went for 2 when they got their two-point conversion because they would just tied the game. So the game would have been
Mm.
tied. And the Bills, all they had to do was just drive down the field, kick a field goal. So they would have been a lot more conservative instead of rushing, trying to, get the ball down. It would have been a lot different.
Mm.
You can't make these mistakes against the Chiefs. And again, and I will say this: every Super Bowl the Chiefs won, they were never the better team. 2019 when they played the 49ers, I didn't think they were the better team. The Eagles 2 years ago, I thought the Eagles were a better team. The Eagles had a great team. That touch push, literally, Mahomes had to score every drive the second half to win the game. Last year, the 49ers. Yeah, they had Brock Purdy, but they had Christian McCaffrey, who had an MVP type season. Debo, that defense. Dude, they're beating
Yeah.
teams they don't supposed to be, but they've been doing it. The Ravens last year. They beat the Ravens last year, who had one of the number one rushing offenses in the history of football. And they beat them on the road. I've seen this too many times with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be a fool to pick against them. I've seen the bets. Andrew be keeping me updated, but there's like 76% of bets that are betting on the Eagles to beat the Chiefs. And I
And
say,
it's just because that's where you can try to make your money at. That's it. Because you're not going to be getting points and stuff like that if you go with the Chiefs.
so
You're
people,
picking them to cover.
so it's okay to just give away money now. Like, what?
I guess so. I guess so. Like if you're going straight up, who you think's going to win? If you're just betting, betting that instead of betting,
They're betting
the spread.
But the spread is 1.5.
It's crazy.
So you basically doing a pick 'em. So if
Yeah.
you're doing the spread, you basically say, I think the Eagles gonna win.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't see it either. And there's a lot of stuff to like about the Eagles. I could tell you right now what Kansas City's going to be doing. With the way Spagnuolo runs that defense, you know what he does. He takes away your number one option. You know who the number one option is on this team. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's not A.J. Brown. It's not Devontae Smith. It's not Dallas Goddard. Even if he's playing, it's not. It's none of that. It is Saquon Barkley. Okay,
Yep.
they're going to stop that run. Okay, I don't believe there's any big injury news, is there? They got
No.
everybody pretty much healthy,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. I'm clicking on it now just to kind of see if I can update myself as I talk. But, yeah, like Chris Jones should be playing. I know he was battling some type of injury in that last thing. I don't think there's anything crazy, happening injury wise. So I mean, the Eagles should have Jalen Carter right, even though he went down last game.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell out to stop the run, and they're gonna make Jalen Hurts have to pass the ball. Something he hasn't really done exceptional this year.
Yep.
And does he have weapons? He does. He does have weapons. Devontae Smith's a great wide receiver. We talked about him loads. That
AJ
year at
Brown.
Alabama where he won the Heisman. AJ Brown's been a stud, and he's been upset the whole year just about because he hasn't been getting used like he wants to get used. But they're gonna sell out, stop the run, and they're gonna find ways to score on offense. And that's really what's going to happen. They're going to end up winning this game because of that. I just don't see the Eagles getting creative enough. And I know Kellen Moore's been decent this year. I know, Nick Sirianni's, decent coach for the most part. I know that, even though they've been wanting him gone for years, even though he's gotten them, this is his second Super Bowl since he's been there, which is crazy. But I just see them. It's hard, like you said, to pick against the Chiefs here. There's just you have to believe in what they're doing on that side. You got Mahomes. He's got. It's still not an amazing offense, but as long as you got him, the offensive line's playing decent. Kareem Hunt and Pacheco have been playing good. Kareem Hunt's been an underrated guy. Like he's actually done really well for them this year. Yeah. Signing him mid-year. You got Kelsey, who is going to show up in the big moment. You got the young gun, Xavier Worthy. You got Hopkins now. Juju Smith-Schuster's going to make some plays here and there. They got some guys, and they're going to make plays when they need to. It's just how it happens, and it's frustrating, but it's what good teams do.
Teams guys like DeAndre Hopkins, guys like Kareem Hunt, never had a ring. They came here for one reason, to get one. And then look at the Chiefs, and you say, but what are they going to do differently? Nothing. Let me tell you why. Because we've seen it a lot with teams, and I know I keep comparing this dynasty to New England, but this is exactly what it is. Teams like the Eagles, let me tell you what's going to happen. And come here and say I'm wrong. The Eagles going to run the ball early. They're probably going to have some success. It's going to hit halftime. Man, the Eagles look good. Look like it's going to be a hard team to stop. Second half comes, they're going to forget to even have Saquon Barkley in the back. Why do teams keep doing this? Same way Baltimore forgot they had Derrick Henry in the second half. Same way the Bills forgot that they had Cook in the backfield in the second half. Why do teams want to, when you have the lead, why do teams feel like they have to throw the ball immensely or put the ball all in their quarterback hands? Easily. Look, that 4th-and-1 the Bills had against the Chiefs, you easily could have got it. Just gave the ball game. I know you've been doing. They kept trying to do that tush push with Josh Allen.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
Really. It wasn't working.
And that's something else that is, we saw them do so well against it with the Bills, and we know who originated it. We know the brotherly shove, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Will we see them stop it here?
Maybe.
From what we just saw, they might.
And maybe not. But I do agree with you. I think they put the game more into Jalen Hurts' hands. When they do that,
I just don't trust it. I
don't trust it either. And I think when you start doing that and you forget the reason why you got here, as long as the Eagles don't forget the reason why they got here, give the ball to Saquon Barkley. But I'm not picking the Eagles. I think that's their best way of winning. Keep that offense, Mahomes off the field, do what you can.
Yeah.
But the
Eat
Chiefs
up clock, chew down the field.
Run. So
yeah. We'll see. They do have a great defense. It'll come down if their defense can score, like if they can get a pick six or a scoop and score, then that might change some stuff up. That'll be the thing. But it's going to have to be the defense is going to have to help out as well. And they do have a good one. We'll see if they can step up where they need to. The other thing looking forward to is I'm kind of looking forward to the halftime show. I like Kendrick Lamar. I think he's going to do some pretty good stuff.
I'll be interested.
Yeah, see who gets involved.
Travis Scott halftime for national championship.
You know what? I ended up seeing it, but I kind of like that song. I like that song he played. You don't like that song? I don't know. I like the background music to it. I like it.
Did you like it? Him standing on top of the building?
No, I didn't like that. I think it should have been a live performance. I think it should have been a live thing in front of fans. That's what I think. But I do like the song. I will say that. I do kind of like the song. The 4x4, I like it.
Also, I know you probably didn't see it, but did you see anything on social media about the Royal Rumble with John Cena? And
Tell me.
Pretty good. John Cena. Obviously, everybody knows this is the last year John Cena is going to do professional wrestling.
I didn't know that.
So, this is like the last hurrah. And then, WrestleMania comes up in like 2 months. So, Royal Rumble, Cena has to win the Royal Rumble to compete for the title at WrestleMania. And it came down to him and Jey Uso, and everybody's pumped. They're thinking, man, we're going to get the actual great storyline. And Cena gets eliminated. So
Wow.
we got to see what happens, with the storyline. Monday Night Raw comes on, obviously, tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. He said he's going to compete in the Elimination Chamber to get one more shot at a title. But Jey Uso won. If anybody knows who it is, I'm a wrestling fan. Jey Uso is the hottest thing right now in wrestling. He's like Jeff Hardy for us, for the kids, for what Jeff Hardy was to us, man. I mean,
jumping off ladders and crap like that.
Not necessarily, but just how he does jump off things. But it's similar to like how his aura was compared to Jeff Hardy. The yeet, when guys used to do like this, like Jeff Hardy,
all that, all that.
Yeet, he's got the yeet thing. Everybody in the crowd's doing it. He's the number one seller in the WWE right now.
Wow.
So basically, they just got behind their biggest star. That's all they did by giving it to him instead of Cena to win the Royal Rumble. And I think it is pretty cool that they're doing a lot of things with influencers like Speed. I show Speed.
I saw that.
Yeah, now that spear he took. Oh my God, Tyler, bro, that spear that Speed took yesterday. That was, dude. I thought he died. I legit thought he died.
He's crazy,
bro. He took a spear that looked like it might have broke that brother in half. It was that bad. It was
by
that
who?
Braun.
I've heard that Braun Strowman. Braun Breaker. Oh, never mind. I don't know that guy then. I don't know who I'm thinking of. I don't know who I'm thinking of. It ain't no Braun Breaker. Oh man.
Yeah, Braun Breaker. But I'm gonna send you this right here. But you'll watch it and you'll see anybody that knows the spear that he took from Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is actually from Georgia. He played football here at Kennesaw State. He went to high school. Me and him follow each other on social media. We're really cool with each other. But he's a big star down in WWE. He's the son of Scott Richsteiner.
He got nailed. He probably got hurt on that.
Dude, did you see that spear, bro?
Yeah, he hit the crap out of him.
Good, glory today.
Yeah, that didn't look fake.
Ooh, ooh. But
good gracious,
he won the state championship in wrestling his senior year. He played in the NFL. Braun Breaker played in the NFL for the Ravens. He's at fullback.
God dog it. Alabama is set to hire Ryan Grubb as offensive coordinator.
Wow.
The guy from Washington. I hate that.
Wow.
I hate that. That's a good. I don't, but that's a good hire. That's a good hire. Dang it, man. But I just saw that. Yeah, I'll say one more thing here too. I don't know if you saw any of the news stuff, man. A guy from my school, Coach Jackson, he tragically passed away this last week. Yeah, good coach. Auburn posted a thing out about him. He coached at like Alabama A&M, Savannah State, places along those lines. Apparently he knew a lot of people within the basketball community. I didn't know. We interacted some, but it really hurt. It really hurt the school. When that happened, the kids, the staff, everybody. But wanted to say a little piece about him, man. He was always a nice guy. Always doing stuff for kids, even the kids that like to act up. The ones that got on your last nerve. He would always, do something for them too. He'd buy them chips or give them some type of snack or something like that. He was always just a kind, nice guy. So, wanted to say that on the show too. Just little thing in remembrance of him.
That's awesome. So, name again?
Samuel Jackson. They called him Sammy. I didn't know that till all the stuff went out, but apparently his family called him Sammy. But Coach Jackson, we called him Coach Jackson here. So, yeah, man, rest in peace, him. We'll remember you. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about here, man?
No, brother, that was good, man. Good day. Hopefully, like we said, we got Super Bowl weekend. I'm on my fight camp, so we got a long week ahead of us, and
yes, sir.
Time to go, and let's get going, baby. It's time. It's go time.
Yes. Well, thank you guys all out there for y'all that tuned into the live stream. Thank you out there for those of y'all that are going to be listening to this or are currently listening to this on, podcast. We're out there on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere podcasts are located. We're there. Continue to show support by following us, subscribing to us, all that kind of stuff on social media and on the podcast platforms. And as always, we'll see you guys next time.
Boom, boom.